Weekday families. First, I just want to let you know that this video is for those families of students who are returning from last year. So if you're new to our Weekday family, please watch the video for new parents. But first, let me say welcome back. We're so excited to be getting school back up and running. Having to end so abruptly last year was very heartbreaking, and we're planning this time to keep open as long as the governor does not shut us down and as long as we can keep COVID out. We are planning to be open even if Fayette County goes to red. However, we're going to be assessing the situation and making decisions best for us kind of as we go along. Now, I know many of you didn't make this decision lightly to send your child back to school, and I'm sure much prayer and discussion has gone into it. This is an unsettling time, and I hope you know that we have prayed over our school and everyone who is part of it. We've had many long discussions on how to open safely, and we're committed to the task of providing a fun but safe environment that all children can learn and grow just the way they need to. So thank you for trusting us and believing that God is going to protect our children. Now, since all of you who are listening were here last year, I'm going to go ahead and go over what's new for this year. So all other policies and procedures will remain the same, and a handbook with all these past policies as well as the new policies will be in your child's folder that first day of school. Know that all of these changes are directly related to COVID. Okay, so let's start first with book bags. So normally we have all our children bringing in book bags, and I would provide book bags, but this year book bags will not be allowed for anyone except those in our kindergarten and our babies class. I know normally you keep the clothes and folders and sippy cups in that book bag. But, so the first day of school, so everyone needs to send in a Ziplocked bag with your child's spare clothes in it. And then those in our ones and twos classes will send it in a sippy cup. And then the teacher is just going to store all of that at school. So you can just put them all in a plastic grocery bag, that's fine, and bring them to your teacher. You can bring them to them at orientation, or the first day of school is fine. And then the folders will be given to you at orientation, and then the teachers are just going to hand them to you. And then so you can just return them to the teacher in carpool the next morning. We're going to try and just send home folders on Thursdays only and then take them back on Mondays. But just check with your child's teacher in case she's decided to do it differently. And you can ask those questions at orientation. So let's talk about orientation. So your child's teacher should have or is going to get in touch with you about a time for you to come in to school to bring your child to meet the teacher. So kindergartners will be coming this Thursday, August the 6th, and then the babies through fours classes will be coming August 17th to meet their teacher. So we're asking only one parent and that child to come in. Adults are asked to wear masks, and children are not required but may if you want them to. This will be a time for you to ask your teachers questions, and you can also ask Miss Dana and I questions that day as well, because we will be here as well. And this video that I'm making today is in place of the one I would normally, the meeting I would normally do that morning of orientation. So listen for your child's teacher. If you have not heard from them, you should be hearing from them this week sometime. Then thirdly, for the first week of school, there will be no lunch bunch. We need that week to plan on how many might be staying each day and how many teachers we're going to need to accommodate our COVID requirements. So look for a survey in your child's folder that's going to ask about your intentions to send your child to lunch bunch, and you'll receive that at orientation as well. And fourthly, we've put in several protocols in place to prevent COVID, so I kind of wanted to go over those. Quickly, the arrival time will be a little bit different. Arriving each day when you drop your child off, you're going to stay in your car just like we always have with your child. Then myself and Miss Dana will come out to take your child's temperature. And any child with a temperature of 100.4 or greater or experiencing any symptoms of illness such as cough, shortness of breath, or difficulty breathing, fever, chills, repeated shaking, chills, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, or new loss of taste or smell will be sent home, and we'll be asking you each morning if they've had any symptoms within 24 hours. Once the assessment is done, the teacher is going to then assist the child out of the car, just like we always have, and to the room. Our teachers are going to be wearing their masks and going to be hand sanitizing between each child. One thing I'm going to need from you parents is please be patient as we work through all of this in a timely manner. There'll be, I'm sure, a lot of things to work out, and we'll be doing it as efficiently as we can. But we're going to need all your patience, so if carpool backs up a little bit, just be patient with us. Parents and guardians and family members will not be allowed to enter the building at any time during the day. So if a child goes home early, just come to the door and ring the bell, and one of us will come and assist you. We'll keep you in that little foyer area while we go out and get the child. The school day, once inside the classroom, the children will stay there for the morning, except to go to the playground or outside for projects. But children will be taken outside daily. So if the weather is not permitting for them to go out, we will have another room prepared for them to go and play in. Classes will not be allowed to interact with each other during the day, but we're going to provide lots of activities and fun things and learning activities for them to do to keep them busy all morning long. Teachers will be wiping down doorknobs, tables, toys, and other areas touched by the children throughout the morning. And children will be asked to wash hands before eating, after using the bathroom, and after being outside the room. And then at the end of the day, after we've all left, the maintenance staff is going to come in and fumigate the rooms each day, and then small toys will be sterilized and large toys will be wiped down. Jimmy Jones, who is our maintenance supervisor, is sending home a letter that will go home in your child's folder that first day, explaining what he and his staff will be doing to clean the rooms every day and about the products that we will be using. Masks, the teachers will be wearing masks at all times when they're in the building, except when they're in the classroom with their students and with their co-worker. We're going to use each class kind of like a family. So while they're together, they can be without masks, but anytime outside of that, they have to wear their masks. While children are not required to wear masks, they will be allowed to wear them if you would like that or if you request that. We have no problem. So what happens if we get a diagnosis of COVID? So should a child or a teacher experience a symptom, first of all, symptoms of COVID, then I will ask them to go see their doctor and to be checked out, and then to return, they'll just need a doctor's excuse that they are all cleared. If a diagnosis of COVID is received, they will be required to stay home 10 days or until they are cleared by a medical doctor. And those who are knowingly exposed to anyone with COVID will be asked to quarantine for a period of 14 days. In the Department of Health Services will be contacted should a diagnosis be received by anyone in our weekday program. So that's pretty much it of all our new procedures. Look for all of this in your child's folder, and certainly if you have any questions ahead of time, don't hesitate to call me, and I look forward to seeing all of you at orientation.